Bubble Busters! I'm Hikari. I'm just your average office worker. The only thing different about me is that a few years ago, and ended up paralyzed from the waist down. Now I need a wheelchair to get around. Right after the accident, I felt hopeless knowing I'd never walk again. Rehabilitation was hard too. There were so many times that I wanted to give up. With a supportive environment and encouragement from others, I was able to get better. Last year, I was able to get a job at a company I've been wanting to work for. On top of that, my boyfriend from before the accident, Akashi, proposed to me. Now we live together happily as a married couple. One day... Hikari, do you have a moment? It's not like you're ever busy anyways, right? Hurry up and answer me! Calm down. I am busy. I just finished the washing the dishes and hanging up the laundry to dry. I was disappointed to see a text from my mother-in-law. My mother-in-law just adores Akashi, her only son. She was against her son marrying me, a disabled person, and she made a big fuss about it. Akashi and his father usually protect me from her, so she has little opportunity to attack me. Last month, my mother-in-law bought a cell phone and got me to tell her my number. Since then, she sends me rude messages criticizing me every day. My goodness! How dare you talk back to me! There's no way you could be doing housework when you can't even walk. You're probably making Akashi do all the chores, aren't you? I've already told you many times, but our house is entirely accessible. The kitchen counter is built lower so I can use it for my wheelchair. And the laundry machine opens from the side so I can load and unload it on my own. There you go, lying again. I'll never understand why Akashi married such a lying, useless wife like you. I'm so sad I could cry. Hearing you say that makes me want to cry too. Honestly, you're so annoying. Don't you feel bad for me at all? Compared to how depressed I felt when I learned I could never walk again, you not liking your daughter-in-law is no big deal. If you keep harassing me, I'll show Akashi your messages. Oh, right. About that. How is he? Is he doing okay? Yes, he's doing well. Oh, I'm so glad to hear it. I've been so hot recently. I was worried he might get heat exhaustion. Let him know that I'm on my way over to visit, and I'll be there soon. What? I'm almost at the station near your house. I haven't seen Akashi in a while. I'm looking forward to it. Wait a minute. It's already 11:30 p.m. right now. What about it? Tomorrow's Sunday, so it shouldn't matter if I come over late, right? Akashi has the day off tomorrow anyways. No, that's not what I mean. You're always hugging Akashi all to yourself. Anyways, let him know I'm coming over. Don't forget to get dinner ready for me. I want fried bread. 30 minutes later. My thoughtless mother-in-law came over with a big smile on her face. By the time she got to my house, it was too late to catch the last train back. She lives far, so we couldn't get her a taxi back home either. We ended up reluctantly letting her stay the night at our house. My mother-in-law insisted on sleeping on Akashi's bed with him, but after eating the dinner I made her, she got sleepy and ended up sleeping on the futon we laid out for her in the living room. She's so self-centered, I thought to myself. Akashi and I decided to go to bed as well in our own room. Then, in the middle of the night, I guess I woke up. I want to get some water. Huh? Where's my wheelchair? The wheelchair that I always kept by the side of my bed was missing. Akashi would never move it without telling me, which means it must have been moved by our uninvited guest. I used my arms to lower myself to the floor, and then to move myself along throughout the house. I saw a faint light in the living room, so I headed there. I peeked into the living room through a crack in the door, and just as expected, saw my mother-in-law there with my wheelchair. What's going on? Why would she move it? My mother-in-law was holding a hammer and banging on my wheelchair with it to break my wheelchair. She was careful not to wake us up, using a thick towel to muffle the sounds of her hitting my wheelchair. The tires were bent, and the back of the wheelchair was torn. It was a pitiful sight. My beloved chair! I don't get it. Why would she do something like this? I've been living in this wheelchair since I first got discharged from the hospital. I can't forgive her. I got my phone out of my pocket and secretly filmed my mother-in-law destroying my wheelchair until it was destroyed beyond repair. Oh, I'm sleepy. Maybe I can stop now. At this point, she probably can't get it fixed anymore anyways. My mother-in-law started going back to her futon, so I hurriedly crawled back to bed before she caught me. In the safety of my bed, I cried all the tears I'd been holding back. Why would she do something like this? Does she really hate me that much? I'd been through a rehabilitation with that chair and had so many precious memories in it. All these memories rushed through my head. There's no way I could go back to sleep after all that. So I fantasized about using my mother-in-law like a punching bag until morning came. I won't forgive this. Troublebuster!
Good morning, Hikari. Huh? Where's your wheelchair? Did my mom move it without telling us or something? I'll go look around for it. Wait here.
A few seconds after Akashi left our bedroom, I heard Akashi shout
What happened?
from outside our room.
Hikari! Hikari! It's a disaster! Your wheelchair is left outside our house, all broken and destroyed.
What's going on? It's too early to be shouting like this. Oh my goodness! How awful! I can't believe Hikari's beloved wheelchair was destroyed like this.
Who would do such a thing?
Do you think it could have been a robber? It was hot last night, so I slept with the back window open. Maybe the robber came in from there and tried to steal her wheelchair? If he wanted to steal it, I wonder why it's so beaten up. I don't think anyone would go that far unless they had a huge grudge against me. I don't know. How should I know how a robber thinks? You did it, didn't you? What? What are you saying? Akashi, are you hearing this? She's making such an awful accusation against me. How can you accuse me, your own mother-in-law, like this? Maybe there's something wrong with your head too, not just your legs. Akashi, take a look at this.
What is it? A video? It's so dark. I can't really tell what's going on.
Akashi's face grew pale as he watched the video, but by the end of the video, his face was red with rage. What did you show him?
Do you want to watch this video too, Mom?
Video? Yes, it's a video from last night of you wholeheartedly destroying my wheelchair. It's dark, but you can clearly tell what's going on. Your face is clear in the video as well. What? How did you get a video like this? I woke up last night and saw that my wheelchair was gone, so I went around the house looking for it. That's when I saw you with it. I saw my own mother-in-law destroying my wheelchair beyond repair. But, I thought you can't move without a wheelchair. How did you get around the house? My wheelchair was taken, so I used my arms to crawl around the house. I told you that this house was entirely accessible. There's no stairs here, so I can crawl through the whole house if I need to.
That's right. It was my idea when we had this house built. In case there's ever a fire or an emergency and something happened to her wheelchair, I wanted Hikari to be able to get out of the house. I wanted a house that's safe for Hikari, but to think it would come to this one day.
It's not what you think, Akashi. She's lying to frame me. This video is a fake. She probably edited it to look like me. She made this video on an app or something. I'm shocked that you would do something like this. Just as I thought, disabled people are not normal. Something's off with you. Your disability is just causing problems for Akashi. You should just get a divorce.
That's enough!
What?
As if I could believe anything you say now! Even when we got married, you'd say things like, marrying a disabled person will only bring my son unhappiness, and I won't let you be an unemployed housewife. If you try to leech off him, I'll have you get divorced. To Hikari's face! Don't think I just forgave you for that. Dad and I got super mad at you and made you promise to leave Hikari alone. But you've been messaging her privately and you came over uninvited. Just go! Go home already!
I just want you to be happy, Akashi. She'll never be able to walk for the rest of your lives. You'd have to go on supporting her forever. She's just a burden for you.
I'm insanely happy to be married to Hikari. It's not just me supporting her. She's supporting me too. Isn't that what it means to be married? She'd never be a burden to me. If anything, she's the most important person in my life.
Akashi!
Go home! Don't come over to our house ever again!
Akashi went to the kitchen and got a trash bag and stuffed all my mother-in-law's belongings in it. Then he tossed it outside our house. My mother-in-law ran after the trash bag of her things, and as soon as she was outside, Akashi closed the door and locked it. We told Akashi's father what happened, and he drove over to our house to pick my mother-in-law up. My mother-in-law unwillingly went back home. After that, Akashi cut off all ties with his mother. My father-in-law gave us money for a new wheelchair. The same model as my old wheelchair happened to still be in stock, so I bought that one. They had newer models too, but I'm more attached to the old model. My father-in-law was so fed up with my mother-in-law that he filed for a divorce. Their divorce was so long, tireless fight between them and their lawyers. But because of their evidence of my mother-in-law destroying my wheelchair, and because my father-in-law offered to pay for my new one, he was able to come out on top. I think my old wheelchair protected me from my mother-in-law and helped me finally be able to be rid of her. Trouble Buster!